And welcome back to another episode of the Fake Friends podcast. You know who it is. JD, Skip, we back. It's been a minute. We're here to fucking scorch the earth, talk sports, talk whatever we want. What's going on?
Hey, you know, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, I'd say a couple days past. Moments in time. Just moments in time. Not much going on. Baseball's fun. World sucks. And yeah, if I had to sum it up, you know what they say. Long story short, baseball's fun. World sucks.
Yeah, new singles out, so go check that out. All streaming platforms.
This is true. Always putting a new single out.
Fake Friends, follow, like, subscribe, live the life, live the Fake Friends lifestyle, which is just fucking mentality. Everything's mental, so just be mighty in your mind and dominate life.
And to clarify that, because it is the Fake Friends lifestyle, but it's also because we're probably the realest people on the planet. So it's it's a very ironic term, but yeah, you hit it on the nose.
Yeah, not to sound conceited, cocky, arrogant, but definitely carry yourself highly, No need
Please.
Please
do.
Value yourself,
Please do.
Yeah, value yourself. But yeah, shit, a lot since we last talked. The season's underway. And yeah, baseball's interesting. April baseball sucks.
Baseball sucks because you don't get any baseball. Everybody gets rained out.
Yeah,
weather conditions are too cold. Like, geez.
I will say it has been fun to watch some of the young guys come up. Hunter Green, is probably going to be the fucking best ever.
Yeah, he's impressive, huh?
If he can just stay healthy, I mean, that kid.
He is impressive, man.
Reds need to fucking put a team around him because that's your horse, man. That's the
impressive. That's once in a like.
Yep.
Jesus.
That reminds me a lot of Strasburg,
the movements. It's very similar.
Similar impact, kind of similar stuff. I mean, he definitely throws consistently more hard. I mean, Strasburg was coming up sitting high 90s.
Strasburg was sitting 100, like he was there.
I do think Hunter Green might consistently throw slightly harder, but yeah, man, just reminds me so much of the Strasburg archetype, even coming up, damn, he's been fun to watch. Torkelson, Julio Rodriguez.
Tell me this, dude. Tell me this. Torkelson was drafted 2020?
Correct. Yep.
How much of a big leaguer does he look like?
It's not even funny. Just his presence at the plate.
He could have went straight to the draft.
He could have
straight to the league.
Yeah. It's because that was a shortened season. They could have just put him up. Which is weird, but he does look smaller on TV, but he is 6'1", right? He's about 6', right?
Big dude.
Yeah. He doesn't look big on TV, but he's a
big dude.
Big dude. He's looked good. Obviously Bobby Witt Jr.
Exciting.
Exciting cat. That kid, I think Harold Reynolds said it best. Exciting. He just looks like a superstar, Who else? I know from guys last year. I still like Kalenic. I know we talked about it on the phone. That kid's got a swing, and when he just settles in, and he's aggressive on the base path too. I got him in fantasy. He's been swiping every time he gets on. It seems like he's swiping bags. So if that kid just stays within himself and
swing plays too,
slows it down. Yeah, that kid. I think you said what? Chase Utley.
Chase Utley swing, man. It's. I don't know. I haven't really looked at him to see if his arms are as short as Chase Utley. That's one thing that made Chase Utley so good. His arms are like this.
Yeah, T-Rex arms. Dinosaurs aren't real, but T-Rex arms.
But so compact. And when it's from the left side and it's that compact, like you can't beat him with much. It's just barrel. It's just barrel to the ball. It'd be interesting to see. Real interesting to see him like figure it out and, like you said, kind of get on a roll.
And another cat that I do think can play at an all-star caliber level is this Seihei Suzuki kid.
Talk about that because I still haven't caught up. I still haven't paid too much attention, but every time you send me a highlight, he's going yard.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he's got a nice quick swing. He looks like he's a competitor. He looks like he shows up to play. He doesn't look fearless. I mean, he doesn't look scared. And I do understand the average fastball velo is a little slower in Japan. So, a little transition. You can see guys throwing a little harder, but it seems like he's You know, he's there. He's little.
If you got bat speed, you got bat speed.
Yeah, you got bat speed. You got bat speed. You know, he makes 2-strike adjustments. I think he's a gamer. I do. I think that's a nice little pickup for the Cubs, and he'll be he'll be fun to watch. Yeah, it's been a good start. Vlady Guerrero Jr. He had a game against the Yankees a few days ago where he got curb stomped on his hand after hitting a home run on a play at first. Then he came back in and hit 2 more home runs. So that kid, again, I know a lot of people are always going to think of Juan Soto first for being the best hitter in the game. Not going to argue that, but I do think it is Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
And that kid he's on a career trajectory to be arguably one of the best hitters ever. Yeah, he's
it's impressive, man. I'm telling you, I've been saying this.
He's too smart.
He's at the plate. He knows what he's getting, and he doesn't miss it.
Doesn't miss it.
That's simple. Knows what he's getting, doesn't miss it when he gets it.
And he knows he can hit anyone. He's never outmatched at the plate. I've never seen a Vladdy at that where he's like not timing the fastball or he looks confused. The pitchers know that they're fucked, and that's another mental edge.
They know they don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
They know it for a fact.
Yeah, it's been a nice little fun season as we're recording this. It is Marathon Monday, so the Red Sox played in the morning. They lost to the Twins because they fucking suck, kid. But yeah, I mean, no surprises really to the season. You do have the kid in Cleveland, Jay Quan, aka Stephen Kwan, who apparently didn't have a swing and miss on the season.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, huh?
Yep. The Mets starting hot, 7-3 in their first 10.
Yo, didn't I pick the Mets?
You did, yep.
Didn't I pick them? Yeah, they're off to a hot start. So I'm just telling them, like, I don't know, man. They got some good shit going on for them.
Milwaukee, I don't care what anyone says, is and has always been overrated.
Yeah, don't disagree with that.
I know we brought him up in previous podcast episodes, but Gavin Lux, man, he's getting more playing time. Good for him. He's playing well. He's being moved around. He's playing well. And then you have right now the Angels that are in first in the West after 10 games. And Shohei Ohtani is balling out. This dude's just leading off, hitting bombs. It's crazy. So that's kind of like a brief overview of the season right now. A surprise Texas has only won 2 games, honestly. I know it's a tough division, but I think they got a good team. And they should call it Jack Leiter.
That's where they're slipping at.
Although I will say this, few things. One, it's awesome that this trend of Sunday Night Baseball of nominating who holds the mic. I hope whoever gets nominated holds up that end and does it. I think this is the coolest thing. These players that I don't know if it was Kike's idea. I think he was the first person to do it. Kike Hernandez for Red Sox. It's fucking awesome, man.
I mention that.
I do understand if players don't want to participate during a game to do that because it's not an exhibition.
It's not, and it's also that's also not in all players like.
I get it.
Repertoire, like some guys focus differently.
Exactly. So I do understand if a player isn't up for it because how they focus and compete. Totally understandable. But for players who do take that time to just give a little bit of insight what's going on in the game, you don't get it in any other sport. And these guys are so smart. You get to hear how they're thinking. It's insane. It's like they'll break down a play of what they're thinking, and then that play happens. And it's freaking cool, man. If you're a kid watching, no better way to learn.
It's so exciting for the game.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It's awesome. And I like that trend. It's keep it going. Keep it going.
They should.
And then down the rumor mill, I actually wanted to bring this up. I don't know if it was last episode. I'm pretty sure I didn't bring it up. We should honestly know what we talk about on our own fucking show. But rumor has it, word on the streets are talking. Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna fucking did not get along, and Freddie Freeman hated Ronald Acuna.
Is that really a thing?
He did not like how he played the game, thought he was disrespectful of how he played the game, and they butted heads.
Thought he was disrespectful, huh?
How he played the game, yeah.
How'd he play the game? Hit 40 bombs, steal 40 bags?
Not the right way in Freddie Freeman's way. Exactly.
There's a wrong way to hit 40 bombs, steal 40 bags?
That's what pisses me off because no one's wrong or right for how they want to do anything, when it comes to competing. So it's like, if you're just mad that he's wearing yellow armbands and fucking pimping singles, like, he's your teammate. Like, who cares, dude?
That's such a disappointment, man.
I know. When you hear that, I'm just like, Freddie, you're jealous that he's cooler, in all honesty.
Yep. Yeah, it's a disappointment because
good to worry about shit like that.
There's not a wrong way. Like,
stupid. Ronald Acuna is and will be the fucking man. And when he's back on the field, he did. I think he is starting his rehab stint in AAA.
Yeah,
he'll be back real shortly. Yep. He'll be back real shortly, and whoever has him in fantasy is going to enjoy that.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
I will say this. We got to talk about this. A lot. We're going to kind of push through baseball. We should talk. I know we've been talking a lot of baseball. We should talk basketball. It is the playoffs.
A lot of exciting things.
A lot of things you can talk about. I have caught some things here and there, but I've been watching the Padres play. I like to watch them play. CJ Abrams, not going to shit on his game. Haven't seen enough of him. He's not a Tatis replacement, first and foremost.
He's definitely a better molded shortstop for them. Tatis is going to end up in the outfield.
Facts. Yes. I could totally see that. I actually do like his game.
But Manny at third.
What I wanted to say is they definitely, when Tatis comes back, should not take Abrams out of the lineup. Like, no, find spots for both of them, whatever that may be. Now, with that being said, they've been showing Tatis in the dugout here and there. This dude is swaggier than ever. When he comes back, it's over for the league. He actually, I swear to God, dude, I'm not just saying this. Again, I haven't really seen him, but he kind of looked like a little beefier, like he's a little bigger. I don't know.
Weight on, yeah.
Maybe I'm just maybe that's what I want.
He's feeling. Was he 23?
Yeah, I think dude, you just see him in the dugout. He looks like he's ready to go, and he's chomping at the bits to just get back out there. And I just know when dude, what's his nickname? This is pathetic. What's his nickname, dude? El Nino. Jesus.
El Nino.
Nino comes back, baby. It's it's go time, man. I can't wait. So, with that being said, if there's anything else you want to touch in baseball,
Brett Phillips, psycho. And I like it's either ESPN or SportsCenter, one of them. I don't know, but they post his web gyms, and they're like, this pitcher in the outfield does it all, and I just think it's hilarious. But he's exciting. He's fun to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's great.
Definitely fun.
He has a great personality, and you wouldn't think that someone like him, because he's not like a superstar or anything, would bring excitement to the game, but he does. He plays hard.
He plays hard.
He's come up in moments, and he's got a great person. He's fucking funny as shit.
he works hard,
and that's cool, man.
It's hilarious. I can't wait till the mic gets passed to him.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's what I'm like. That's where that part of the game is a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to have that. I mean, and kind of a way to segue over into basketball. Like, when you mic up hoopers, you get guys like Luka running down the court. Look at me, I'm Fox. Look at me, I'm Fox. Like, it's so great for the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of banter you get between players when they compete that you miss because you don't have microphones, and even like the on-court mics, they're not really picking that up, and they probably don't want it to be picked up because they
don't want it to pick up. But still, and then think about how, like, on docs are like, when you go back and over the past season, and football players were mic'd up, and you get all the funny stuff between players. That's just such a dynamic, and that baseball hasn't really captured. And by doing what they're doing, like you said, is something that's important for them. They need that.
Oh yeah, of course. Especially when you're getting more familiar faces too, that, like, average fan might know, like a Bryce Harper, Trout, obviously Ohtani, but I know English isn't his first language, but I don't give a fuck, dude. Let Ohtani get the mic and just rip Japanese. I don't give a
Japanese.
Fuck.
Let him talk in Japanese.
Let him just rip Japanese, throw subtitles. I don't give a shit.
Trout should be funny. Trout should be a fun one.
I think Trout's honestly fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he should be a fun one. He seems like a very satire type of guy.
He does, because I could see that.
Speaking of how odd. Oh no, we can't brush past this. How, like, for example, how satirical was his look when they walked Corey Seager with the bases loaded, and were they already losing by 2 or were they losing by 1? Now, see, people compared it like, oh, this isn't the first time it's happened. No, Buck manager who walked Bonds with the bases loaded.
Showalter. Yeah.
They were winning by like 4. And they were like, no way Bonds is going to hit a grand slam and tie the game up. We'd rather give you
I think they're up 2 and they were up. Bases loaded and they walked in one run to put the tying run at third. It made
at third or something like that. But they were like, hey, but think about it though. But if you're in that situation, you're like, this is Barry Bonds. Mm-hmm. He could literally beat us. We're going to make someone else beat us. We give them a run. We get the next guy out. We win. This situation, Joe Madden, doesn't make any sense because you're already losing.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's honestly the grandpa from Up. That's why.
And Mike Trout sitting in the outfield like, wait a minute. I've been up in the bases loaded. They don't even walk me. That's definitely what Mike Trout was thinking. Yep. No disrespect to Corey Seager, who is a very dangerous hitter. But I'm just saying, I mean, what kind of sense does that make? Where do you walk Corey Seager with the bases loaded and you're already losing by 1 run?
I do got to point this out about Corey Seager. What I love about him the most is no matter where the pitch is, what it is, how it is, who's throwing it, he swings first pitch no matter what. It doesn't matter how awful he looks on it.
He's ready to go.
He just swings. He's like, I'm
ready to
swinging.
go.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
He's all ready to go.
I love that. But yeah, hey, I'm enjoying the season, and it's been fun. Hopefully you did well in your first fantasy week.
No, I did terrible because my whole team's injured.
Yeah.
Everybody is on the 10-day DL. I lost a pitcher who has a ligament strain. I had a pitcher who had mono. I had Jonathan Aney, rookie of the year, 10-day DL with a hamstring.
Oh, that's awesome.
Moncada, one of my favorite players, he's probably not going to play for a month because he's got like an oblique strain, and those are so petty. They linger. Joe Adele sucks. What else is going on in my fantasy team? Let me rip that real quick for a second for you because I have a really good team. And when I name off some of the people on my team, like Salvi, Sanchez, Buxton. Oh, that's right, Buxton.
Yeah, Buxton.
Almost tore his knee up. I don't know, but
that was just probably a bruise or something. It was weird. If you watched the play, it looked like a harmless play, but he knew that he like landed hard on it. You know what I mean?
He knew he hurt it bad.
Yeah, he knew he was like something isn't right, but it didn't look bad. So it's good that it just looks like it's just probably like a bruise or something. But that kid, Byron Buxton's jacked now, dude. He looks fucking yoked.
He's big, huh?
Yeah, I like him, dude. I'm so happy for him.
He's a 5. And you know what? He's honestly a 5'2" type of guy.
He is, dude. He's a fucking MVP caliber stud. Byron Buxton's a real freaking deal. That dude's a killer at the plate now.
He's legit a 5'2" guy.
Yeah, he's legit. Byron Buxton's freaking legit. That dude, he's fucking legit.
He does it all.
He honestly might be the best overall center fielder in baseball.
You know what? Overall, yeah.
Who brings it both offensively and defensively from in center field? That is
Acuna.
That play. No, Acuna. They have it in the corner. He plays right now. He don't play center.
You're right.
You know, a guy that literally plays center every day. You know, not. You know.
You can't leave Trout out of that discussion, but
you can't. But yeah, Buxton does.
I get the sentiment. Absolutely. Yep.
And we'll swipe backs. You know, they could be very comparable offensively. Although I will say this, dude. I know we challenged Mike Trout's GOAT status a lot, but he had a home run in Texas.
Impressive, wasn't it?
Dude,
like 475.
Yeah, but dude,
down and away.
It was down and away. It was going like 97, 98, and he just fucking said nope. Bye. I was like, you know what, Mike Trout, I give you a lot of shit, but that is impressive. that is what Mike Trout's supposed to do.
That's if somebody in the stands heard me bragging, like, hey, watch this, they're gonna throw Mike Trout a fastball down the pipe and he's gonna hit it out because it's Mike Trout, they just give him cookies. And then if he did that and they looked at me and be like, oh, that wasn't down the pipe, be like, you know what, you're absolutely right.
Nope.
I have no problem eating my own words because that was impressive.
I saw that and I was like,
yeah. Damn. And I think it's even funnier is that was it like a week before that I sent you his stats from like his first 9 years and I was like, yo, we challenge how good people say he is, but he is really good.
He is really good.
He's really good, and he has been really good for.
You want to know why too? Is I'd be really good
a long time.
Like when I play MLB The Show and I put it on beginner, I know I'm getting a fastball belt high. So obviously that's why I'm really good in road.
No, I can't dispute that. That is a fact. They give Mike Trout cookies. I called this like 4 years ago. If you watch his at-bats.
Longer.
Yeah, right. Maybe it was long ago. 16, maybe 16. I was like, yo, when you watch Mike Trout play, they throw him fastballs down the middle of the plate. And don't tell me that, it's a mistake, because when you watch Barry Bonds play, people didn't make mistakes. They stayed away.
Yeah, and the catcher be setting up down and in, which is
they set up down and in. That means it's not a mistake. That means that's where they want to throw it.
Dude, they showed a chart of Mike Trout, his like hot zones. I was watching a game recently, a few days ago. They showed his like averages for per like the 9 quadrant zone.
Yeah.
Strike zone. It was literally like 600 and above from like middle down and in. And I'm like, that's where they set up and throw heaters, dude.
And you're trying to tell me they don't have the scouting report on that?
And then when he hits it out, they go, oh my God, he's so good. It's like, that's literally where his swings fucking cater to, is down and in. And they feed him down and in cookies.
You don't got the scouting report on that?
It's insane.
You don't got the scouting report on his hot zone? And then you're like, setting up there?
And then you have commentators who are like, Chris Bryant's not that good anymore. And I'm like, well, look what he gets pitched. He gets pitched. Sliders low and away. Every at bat.
I can't even deal with it, honestly.
Yeah, it's awful, dude. It's fucking, but he is really good. Not gonna argue that. He is really good. And if he played for a
only
team,
only thing I will say is that I think I won't even say irritation. I think the disrespect to other players.
That's what it is, honestly.
Like an Arenado, for example.
Separation.
It's the separation, because Arenado offensively consistent and defensively Gold Glove. Mike Trout gets this pass for defense for being an average defender, man.
Yep.
An average defender. And like, I just wish there was more. Like you said, I wish there wasn't such a separation for him as an overall player, because it shouldn't be. There's a lot of players that are.
They act like the gap between Mike Trout and the next guy is so big.
So big.
Fucking not even.
It's not even close.
Really even. And it's been even for about 6 years.
That's a fact, too.
And once Acuna and Tatis came in the league, the cap got fucking shrunk.
Yeah, because they were doing things that he wasn't.
Right. Fernando Tatis hits home runs on the outside pitch that I've never seen. It doesn't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense how he covers so much of the plate with power. It's so impressive. Yeah. I know Vladdy does it, but Tatis, you look at him, you wouldn't think Tatis is this power hitter. Yeah. He's a power hitter, dude.
Yeah, he hit bombs. Dang. I mean, he has line drives through the gaps, honestly, and it's just like
you wouldn't. Tatis is low key a 50 home run player, dude. It's insane.
Yeah,
the dude just hits bombs and he pimps them.
Pimps them, can swipe bags, does it all.
It's just a baseball player, man. Can we get excited for baseball players? You know. But yeah, I think we could chalk it up on the baseball talk for right now. It is the NBA playoffs, and even though I haven't been following all year, I will say that a team I once rooted for, the Boston Celtics, are playing against the Brooklyn Nets, and there's a whole lot of storylines there, and they just had a great buzzer beater finish.
That was a good finish. I didn't get to watch the game, saw the highlights.
It was nice to see. Let me say this real quick. It was nice to see that the way the game ended on that layup, Tatum cut to the basket. And as crazy as this sounds, dude, I feel like in the NBA now more than ever, you never see players cut without the ball towards the basket. As crazy as that sounds.
Like, if you watch the Warriors play, you do.
The Warriors.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. A lot of people just stand on the perimeter. A lot of people just wait for penetration, stand on the perimeter, catch and shoot. Exactly. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say is I feel like a lot of the times that's exactly what we see.
Yeah.
You saw Tatum just make a fucking high school run like an elementary run to the basket.
And it was terrible defense by Kyrie.
He made a great spin move. Yep. And he made a great spin move to open up for the layup. And that was a cool finish, exciting finish, great game. I'm assuming it's going to be a 7-game series. You know, I don't expect any team to just.
Yeah, that's not neither one of those teams are going to just lay down. So that's and you got Kevin Durant, who can take over a game and single-handedly beat you.
Yeah, he's a killer.
You know what I mean? Like literally single-handedly beat you.
He is a killer.
I will say this. I know after like the first game of the playoffs, there's always a whole bunch of hype because people look good and all of that good stuff. But the Phoenix Suns are probably the best team in the West. And people aren't expecting them to even get to the finals again. And I don't know why. because
they had a great year, 64-18. Geez,
they were like the best team in the league.
That's a great.
They have one of the most versatile centers. They have probably the best point guard, like true point guard, when it comes to leading a team. It really doesn't get better than the Phoenix Suns because then they also have a complete playmaker. They have two playmakers, Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And Devin Booker is not just a playmaker. He's a big-time shot maker from anywhere on the court, which makes a bigger difference. They are arguably – and they play defense. And Bridges is an X factor to that team. They have some guys off the bench who hit shots. The Phoenix Suns, are literally my pick to win it all. They only – they came two games short last year. It's not like they got there and the Bucks swept them. So I honestly think the playoffs started and people just started disrespecting them in terms of what they expect them to do, which I think is so unfortunate.
That last championship series, though, didn't Phoenix go up 2-0 and then the Bucks win 4 straight?
I think the Bucks did win 4 straight.
That's crazy because 64-18 is no slouch. That's a hell of a freaking season in the NBA.
It is.
That's a great freaking year. 60 wins is.
I'm telling you, they were the best team all year, man. And here's the other thing, too. Here's the other dynamic I think people are kind of tossing to the side. They got to the finals last year and they lost. And like you said, I do think they went up 2 and lost 4. You don't come that close. And then without a bitter taste. And then based on what you displayed all season, you're on a mission.
Oh, without a doubt, they learned from it.
You're on a mission, and when you're gonna get even close to getting back there, man.
How's DeAndre Ayton been playing for them?
I'm telling you, he's a versatile center. He stretches the floor and he plays defense and he rebounds. The guy is so wide and long, he's a matchup problem. He's a matchup problem because he can defend that position.
Yeah, I think someone from the West wins it this year. I think the East, I just don't see any championship teams.
I don't see a championship team. I'm telling you, the Bucks, I don't count the Bucks out because they're also, in my opinion, the Suns of the West. So, it wouldn't surprise me if we had a finals rematch. I just would pick the Suns to win it this time.
Yeah.
That's simple. That's simple. But, no other team in the East, I think, again, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, I just don't think there's enough team basketball there for them to actually go all the way.
Yeah.
Same thing with Philly. I don't think there's enough team basketball. Philly's good, but I don't know if they're good enough.
Well, how about this? I know they're down right now in the series, 1 game, but do the Hawks have a chance to make a run? At least
I don't think they're deep enough.
They're not deep. Yeah.
I don't think they're deep enough.
And how serious of a contender is Memphis against the Warriors and Suns?
Memphis has to beat Minnesota right now, who is playing some really good basketball, thanks to the young buck who should have been rookie of the year as much as I like LaMelo Ball. But Anthony Edwards is the real deal, and he always has been the real deal. But Grizzlies are a good team also. Overall, really, really good team. And I never really respected the Minnesota Timberwolves that much. One, because I think Karl Anthony Towns is a fake tough guy. I think he's only I think he's soft and I say that because he's not the same in every scenario. He's not the same guy in every scenario. He doesn't express the same emotion in every scenario, and that's why I think the animations are only when things are great, and I think that's kind of fake. And so but they got playmakers like D'Angelo Russell, people who forget about him. And then, like I said, Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, you can't count him out. He's really good. He can shoot. He won a 3-point contest. Guy can shoot. He's big. He plays down low. Sometimes, depending on who he's playing against, determines who he goes down low against. Yeah. But I think the Warriors, again, the Suns are who you got to go through. They're the Western Conference champs for a reason. Memphis and Warriors would be fun to watch. Ja Morant's exciting. I think the Warriors play still too much team basketball, and they draft well because Jordan Poole is only doing what he was supposed to do when he got drafted. He was the 30th pick, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? He could always shoot. And he's had a chance to hang around Steph Curry. He's had a chance to hang around Klay Thompson. He's had a chance to be in that organization, and he's developed a game, and he's not afraid of the moment. He wasn't afraid of the moment in college, and now he's just kind of, flourishing. And he's an X factor for people because you're going to have at one point in the playoffs Curry, Klay, and Poole on the court at the same time with Wiggins and Draymond, and that's going to be a problem defensively because it's so stretched and everybody's a shot maker.
How is Klay Thompson and Wiseman do? How are they doing?
Wiseman not playing. I think he's also soft, mentally soft. He's not playing because apparently he had a setback in his rehab or whatever.
And Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson.
Got it. All right. Like I said,
That's
I
simple.
once upon a time was a NBA fan. I don't watch it, so I just ask the questions of things I should know, and I know that you know, and that's how we get our NBA analysis in. For other sports, I do follow the NHL, and I'm going to say that Bruins are probably going to win it. So suck it. And yeah, dude, honestly, it's fun to see this for the NBA, the teams that are in it. There are a lot of talented young players, seeing kind of new teams get in. And, all bullshit aside, it's fun. I think the right teams are in. You get the right players. I will say, I give credit to the NBA. I think that play-in thing they're doing,
it makes it very exciting.
Makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. So credit for them for trying to fucking figure some shit out. Make those fringe teams be a little more competitive towards the end. And
absolutely.
I thought those one game fucking things were awesome. They were on at where I work at, and just kind of watching a few minutes. I was like, damn, this is dope.
Makes things so exciting.
You can tell the players were into it.
The players are into it because you're playing for something.
Yeah.
You're playing for something in one game, and then that just makes it very exciting. I will say this. I'll touch on the NHL. We talked about it earlier. Marshawn Lynch is an owner of the Seattle Kraken.
Good
How about
for him.
that?
Yep. Yeah. I would like to know his thoughts on, what motivated him to do that, other than I know he played in Seattle. But owning a hockey team, that's probably a lot of fun,
I'll just say this very ignorantly because I have no knowledge, but I'm sure like a lot of people, like the non-notable names who own sports franchises, it's probably a very profitable business venture to own a professional team.
I understand
to own a percentage of a professional team. And like you said, what made him do it in terms of hockey? Maybe because he played in Seattle. It's also a new team that probably makes the most sense as opposed to going to buy the San Jose Sharks. You know what I mean? Like they got a new arena. It's a new brand in a market that doesn't have a professional team other than baseball and football. So like it makes all the sense in the world. And I said that only because of the way it came across our table in terms of like it was just a shock, and I'm just like, yo, why is it a shock that a football player who made X amount of dollars owns a percentage of a team?
So who was trying to make it seem like it was shocking? Because when I saw it, I just saw the fucking like post on Instagram, which was like, oh, that's dope. Marshawn Lynch fucking bought a hockey I saw the post. The only thing that was shocking to me was the comment with the post where the comment says something about Marshawn Lynch, who made $50-something million in his football career, is now part owner of the Seattle Kraken, along with hometown musician, I think, or I don't know. They usually don't call. If you ever notice this side note, they usually don't call white guys who rap rappers. They call them musicians. Along with musician Macklemore, and I just thought it was interesting. Why I don't understand the purpose of specifying Marshawn Lynch's career earnings as a football player. You could have just called him former professional athlete. Marshawn Lynch owns a professional. You could have just said Marshawn Lynch. Now, I'm saying that because from my perspective, there's things that get highlighted and things that don't get highlighted when it comes to highlighting things for certain people, if that makes sense. And I always find it interesting. No, it does make sense. I mean, I don't know why anyone should even mention Macklemore. He doesn't make music anymore. He's not relevant. But it's like, why?
But you didn't mention, and my thing is, they didn't mention Macklemore's career earnings.
No, I know, because it's like, are you supposed to be surprised that a football player bought a fucking franchise?
Is that supposed to be surprising? Because Rob
Gronkowski gets a lot of credit for like his business moves, and he like apparently doesn't spend the money he's earned from his contracts. Like he's never had to spend it because of things he's done on the field. So to act like football players, I know they have shitty contract and shit, but they can't be wise with their money. I mean, yeah.
Or short-lived contracts. They don't have guaranteed contracts.
Yeah. And it's like they have shitty contracts, but it's like, dude, you know.
I just thought it was interesting to list his career earnings. I didn't understand the purpose.
There is no purpose other than, you know, there's just narrative.
It's an unexpected thing.
It's dude, honestly, what it is, and I don't give a fuck how people feel about it, dude. It's just fucking cultural Marxism. That's what it is. It's just like reverse psychology of like thinking you're like promoting something, but in reality you're belittling it.
Exactly. That is how I perceive that. I perceive it as like, so you're sitting him next to the hometown musician Macklemore and belittling him for being able to sit next to him because you didn't expect him to sit next to him.
Right.
And my thing has always been like, for example, somebody with more melanin in their skin, I'm going to walk into a room. If I have the most melanin in my skin in the room, I'm not going to act like I don't belong there just because nobody looks like me. I'm in the room. That means I belong here.
That's right.
And the other people in the room can feel however they feel about it. But like the only way you actually reach equality is you got to feel equal yourself. And it's like, you know, like you said, the agenda is strong in a sense of not even allowing people to let other people feel equal when they're in the same room. Like there's certain factors that you can't deny. And again, Marshawn Lynch, however he made the money he made in whatever career it is, that's not the point. It's the fact that he owns the team. And that's all that should have been highlighted. It's the fact that he's a part owner of the team, not his earnings as a football player. And like I said, it's highlighted as like, you know, or he went to the Super Bowl with that team, right? He was a prominent factor in the Seahawks run of their Super Bowl run. Why not former Seattle Seahawks running back Marshawn Lynch is now a part owner of Seattle Kraken?
For instance, yeah, there's no need to bring up the money because at the end of the day, people that know Marshawn Lynch, all you have to say is former Seattle superstar Marshawn Lynch buys part ownership of the team. Everyone knows where he got his money from. If you're not a football fan or a sports person, you go, well, who's Marshawn Lynch?
Just like
Google search, you're gonna go, oh, he played football. Oh, that's where he got his money from.
Just like I'm sure a hockey fan a Seattle Kraken fan could have simply said, who's Macklemore?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Macklemore honestly is a fucking nobody. He fucking, I don't know how he lucked out with the producers and engineers he got, but I don't know, just irrelevant. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just the way they presented the story was definitely interesting.
Yep.
Because at first glance, most people might not notice the underlying, like, it's almost like a subconscious message they send that you don't really notice. That like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I know it's indirect. It's very indirect.
Someone like me who doesn't get influenced by Jedi mind tricks like that, I looked at it and was like, yo, that's dope. Good for Marshawn Lynch. He just bought a fucking hockey team. That's fucking cool. Like, dude's living his best life. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just, you know, and now Kaepernick's willing to play backup in the NFL. You know, it's just,
I can't even dive into that.
Not going to. But it's just funny, you know. It's just, you know, oh yeah, I guess that other business venture isn't working out for you right now because you're fucking
slowing up, huh?
Yeah, you're a fucking fraud.
It's also not only that. Not only is it slowing up, it's probably slowing up because there's not a lot of it's not the center of attention anymore.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's no need for it to be. I mean, because you capitalized on it when it was.
Yep. So now it's time to, I gotta go play football again.
There's no need for it anymore now.
But yeah, man, you know, the media is gonna media, right?
The media is gonna media. The media is gonna media.
I don't expect nothing, dude. You know, I see these blue check mark dickheads on social media just saying reckless shit. And by the way, dude, I don't know why I go on Twitter, but it's fun. It is absolutely insane how many fake profiles that are existing that literally, like, you could be a blue checkmark person as a verified account. You could post something about the world, and then underneath it, you're going to have agreeing and disagreeing posts that are just like no one would ever say
robots.
So fucking robots. Because the way it's like
Robots.
Structured. You're just like, no one would ever say that. That's just so specific. Dude, it's just so fake. And if it's not fake, then it's, just trolls. But
but usually robots.
But it's usually, dude, it's AI, dude. It's these fake AI accounts. It's hilarious. I'm like, dude, because then you click on the profile, you see the followers and following, and they're like their bio and shit. You're like, this ain't a real account.
Not real,
homie. And it's interesting. Very interesting. Interesting times with these cultural Marxist fucking freaks. And it sucks when it's in sports,
It does. This is very true.
From just like a presentation standpoint, because first and foremost, people in all walks of life, in all industries and whatever, deserve credit for their skill and their ability to be there, not because of their looks or whatever it may be. It's because they deserve to be there. So,
that's lost.
For instance, For instance, and this is a perfect example.
To 1,000. We have imagine a leveler post clipping.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the example or not.
Okay, let's play in the context of the entire song.
This is great. Oh, this is fantastic. It's gone now. Can't hear it anymore.
All right, I don't know what's going on. Somehow on my keyboard, I just started playing a video from my browser. So I apologize. That was Luca Perdolesi just being a mix god. Anyways, no, but a perfect example is, this like push to be like, oh, women, look how great they are coaching baseball. Look how special this is. I'm like, it's not fucking special. Sorry, it's not. One, like, I don't fucking give a shit. And chances are she can't hit me a major league fly ball. And if you want to say I'm sexist, fucking go for it. Make her prove me wrong. I don't fucking give a shit. But my point is though, here's what's wrong though is for that woman who is,
is she qualified or is she there because she's a woman?
Right. Because if she has all the assets and skills and qualities of a head coach and an assistant coach that deserves it regardless of the sex, belongs there, that's awesome. She deserves it. However, it's not going to be, she'll never get the attention for being there.
For being qualified.
And that's what's messed up because it's like, dude, she's just going to get attention for being a woman. And it's like, no. You deserve to get the attention for being there because you're qualified. Forget about how you fucking look, dude.
Nope, that's lost, man. That's lost.
And that's what's that's Marxism bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just crazy
lost.
Because you'll never know. Like,
the same thing happens.
Right, hold on real quick though. You can use that for other scenarios, but that coach, that lady, that woman, she'll never truly know if she got that role because of her sex or because she was qualified. She'll never fucking know because of how horrified her being a woman. You know what I mean?
The same thing goes for African Americans,
right?
And
like a head coach and like
black
NFL,
people who get opportunities in front offices and like. I think it's called diversity, inclusion, and something else. But you really hit it on the nose. Like now, I'm not going to say that there haven't been people who. I'm not going to say that there haven't been women, people of color, a foreigner who has been qualified and hasn't gotten opportunities simply because they're a woman, a person of color, or a foreigner. That has happened in this country. That is we know that, right? Cool. Yes, people have discriminate. Discrimination is a thing. It's no different than saying, hey, you can't eat here because you didn't get something stuck in your arm. Discrimination is a real thing that happens, and it has happened. It's just in different forms. Right. But what is happening now is like a inside out form
of like racism,
and discrimination.
Yeah, it's like
because now I might be qualified,
right?
And somebody, let's take me and you for example. We go fill out an application for Jeter's job with the Miami Marlins.
Mm-hmm.
And they see my LinkedIn profile and they see your LinkedIn profile. Who do you think they call first in today's age?
You.
Because I fit the firing profile for this inclusive narrative.
Right.
And here's the crazy part. Our qualifications can be the same, and they call me first. You can't even call anyone and say, hey, I don't think I got an opportunity because I'm white.
Right. I'll get laughed at. As they literally tell you in person, we didn't give you the opportunity because we're only looking to hire people that look like they go, no, you're wrong. You're like, but you literally admit it. It's like
now like again, like I want to reiterate.
Right.
That same scenario has happened, and people have called the white guy because they have discriminated against the black guy, the foreigner, or the woman. Right. That has happened. But now we are in this like reverse world where the right thing to do is to just discriminate against anyone that isn't the black guy, the woman, or the foreigner. Right. And I'm just like, yo, that doesn't make it right just because you did discriminate against them before. You're just flipping sides. It's just, you can't cancel out wrongs with wrongs. Equality does not mean that the superior becomes inferior.
Right. Well, I think a lot of the times too is people just seem to simply forget that there's a club and you're not in it. And it's relationships that get you in places, especially these coaching jobs. And I'm not sitting here saying that maybe someone like hasn't been overlooked because of, a discriminating factor. Not going to deny that, but because I'm not in the room, and I am sure that anyone feels that is the case, they have a right to feel that if they're being truly genuine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like that hasn't happened. We've all seen shit with our own eyes. Yep. That you go, can't believe that person just said or did that. So clearly it could happen at an executive level. Not going to deny that. However, more than ever, a lot of the times it's a fucking club and you're not in it. It's related.
You don't know the people that you need to know.
Right. Because apparently with this Brian Flores character, who I like as a coach, I actually think he's a really good fucking coach in the NFL. And I hope he can coach again. There was a backdoor deal made with Brady to where he was going to buy the Dolphins and fucking hire Sean Payton. And something happened.
Yeah, well,
that's not a fucking conspiracy. Like that was literally like reports. And again, you have a situation where a coach might go into an interview and feel like he's disrespected because his interview was a joke as compared to someone else. And I'm like, did they not consider you because of how you look, or because they just didn't know you and were forced to interview you and they just didn't take you serious because you were never taken serious from the jump as a candidate? Again, we'll never know those deciding factors, but it's like, you can't just assume shit all the time too, So it's just interesting, but right. Yeah. There does seem to be this like reverse, like mental gymnastic, situation that is unfortunate. Again, like it is what it is. I don't fucking give a shit about anything, but it's just, to me, it's like, you're robbing someone who's achieving something really difficult, especially just for like an athlete, a coach, like whoever, to get to a position that's hard, it's limited. And the only thing you glorify is how they look as opposed to their skill. I think is just absolutely the fact that people focus more on how they look and not their skill for being is like stupid. Like imagine again, like they always use like a black coach and it's like, oh, first black coach to win a Super Bowl. And I'm like, dude, fuck that. If I'm that coach, I'm like, dog, I won the fucking Super Bowl. Focus on that rather than how the fuck I look. I don't give a fuck. Now
that goes back to my point.
I'm not trying to say that it shouldn't matter that, because of history, times might have been a lot harder for that situation to happen, which they were. But at the end of the day, you got to move the fuck on. And it's not like that now.
But bro, that's going back to my point of like, you're separating them. Exactly. Like I'm not a black coach. I'm a coach.
Right.
I'm in the same room as these other coaches.
Exactly.
I'm a coach. Stop separating me.
It's so silly, dude. And it's like, to me, but
that type of stuff is done in a light as like, hey, we're being inclusive, and no, you're not. You're excluding everybody.
Right. And clearly, when when you do have these ideologies and thought process, just like average normal people, to me, you're someone who just doesn't hang around different people. From whether it's how they look, how they're exposed. You just haven't been exposed to different types of people, because for you to think like, based on how someone looks or their background, they're supposed to think and feel a certain way, you're the problem.
This is very true.
Not other people.
Not other people.
You're the problem. You know what I mean?
Issue.
And it is just unfortunate. That's something that's always rubbed me the wrong way now in sports more than ever is there's people doing fucking cool things and they're getting, light shined on it for the wrong
reasons. Yeah.
And there's an agenda to that, 100%.
Absolutely.
I don't want to go there with some like other things that start with a T and end with a Y, but but it's like the same thing, it's like just when you're pushing a minority and not based off skin color, just a minority group, whatever.
Minority group. Yep. Minority group.
Pushing it to the front. You're glorifying it when it's not the most popular thing.
And whoever came up with the idea that doing so sparks, creates, generates, lays the foundation for, improves overall equality should just be fired.
Yeah.
Because as I reiterate, and I say this all the time, do people actually want equality? Do they want to be equal? Or do they just want their turn to be superior? Because equality isn't, like you said, uplifting one because that one has been held down for so long. And when you uplift the one that's been held down for so long, you directly hold down the group who was once superior. That's not equality. That's because if you put it on a balance beam, all that you did was this. This happened for so long, and then you went like this. The balance beam isn't equal.
No.
It's not equal. No. So like I don't understand. And like, like I shared with you earlier, from one of my classes that I'm in the discussion post, and I'm like, there seems to be a majority rule when it comes to these type of conversations. There's no open dialogue. If you stand if you stand too close to the opposite side of what appears to be righteous to majority, you don't even have a voice.
No, it's so true.
You don't even get to talk.
I heard this best said, I forget who, but what podcast was I listening to? It might've been Tripoli, but anyways, it was, everyone knows, especially on social media, there's no true dialogue between ideas. So what happens is there's clearly there's people being censored for their ideas. No matter what they are, they're being censored. So the other side, their ideas get to grow and appear bigger than they are because you don't know the true
and appear to be fact.
You don't know the true, right? But you don't know the true market of that accepted idea because not everyone's involved to talk about it. So my thing is you'll have an idea that can't be challenged. Now, if you have an open, true market, more people can be like, yeah, this shit you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Most people don't agree with that. You guys are nobodies. So my point being is when you see like an athlete, entertainer, or whoever who comes out is labeled as whatever, like sexist, misogynist, racist, all this shit, because they said something, did something, they're quick to be canceled.
Yep.
And you might think, why does that matter? Well, it matters because if they don't get canceled right away, a majority of people have the ability to listen, decide, and comment on what that person did. If most people go, oh, we don't care. Now that majority side is trying to say blah, 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 they don't matter because most people go, yo, we don't care. And you said it, and we've seen it with our own eyes from traveling and being in malls. This is fucking true. When people used to be like, oh, the world's so racist. I'm like, dog, the young generation, this is probably what pisses off people like that are our age and a little younger, but the young generation, these kids are like 15.
They're colorblind, bro.
Dude, everyone loves everyone. They're all friends. They'll get along.
They're not here for it.
But here's what pisses them off the most. Because people our age, we all get along too, but even below they don't like, there's less of this like weird, like demented, like people our age still have this weird demented.
It has to be this way.
Right. Like they're racist without knowing they're racist.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. But this point I'm making is what pisses off these people even more that drives against their cultural Marxist ideology is these young kids, not only do they hang out with people of all whatever groups, they use slang that would be considered hate speech. They use it towards each other and it just drives them crazy. They say all word, dude, there's no rules and it's fucking the way it should be. And I think honestly, as crazy as this sounds, the future is going to be fucking electric, dude. I think in like 10, 15 years, you're going to see a cooler society. I really do. You're going to see a cooler society. These young kids are going to come up
It wouldn't surprise me. It's not because it's not going to exist. It's and that's what. And here's why. And here's why. That's why the tools that generation really heavily relies on, the agenda is so strong to continue the influence of it existing. Like it could you imagine the world as it is right now without social media? How would political justice issues, social justice issues, how would they reach that young generation? How would they reach them? Because they're not going to sit down and watch the news.
Nope. They don't watch. They don't pay attention, dude. They troll it. They don't care. It's great. I love it. I love it. It's great.
How are they going to reach them?
It's so cool, man. It really is.
That's why the agenda is so strong on the platforms that does reach them. And just to kind of circle back and then we can wrap. That's my point with the comment on Marshawn Lynch. It's like, there's no need. Because like you said, who cares? Hey, former NFL running back is part owner.
Right. That's
but
it.
To highlight certain things, now that allows that kid who looks like me or looks like you to be like, oh, wow, that's impressive because that's not expected, I guess.
Like, for instance, we'll say it like this because we know he's loaded and his wife's loaded. If Tom Brady did that right after he retired,
you think they're going to say how much he made?
X amount of dollars, and that's exactly. They said it because, and this is what people don't understand. They said it because you're not expected for him to do it.
And that's the problem.
That's a problem.
That's the problem. and not only did you say it because you're not expecting him to do it, that means that you said it because I'd be surprised if somebody else like him did it. No, the way you eliminate the whole stigma, the way you eliminate the inequality is you just act like he's supposed to do it. It's no different than taking the whites only sign down off of the fountain. Like, oh, we're not going to act like that it used to exist when somebody's actually that's not white drinking at the fountain. We're just going to let them drink at the fountain because now it's shared.
Right. Yeah. Like, dude, honestly, like, again, I hear like comments come out of people's mouth that like they're not using bad language or anything, but the phrases and the sentences they say, they don't understand the mental gymnastics of like racist shit they say without sounding racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd be sitting there like head scratching, like, please elaborate on what you do. How are people supposed to think? How like I'd love for someone to tell me how I'm supposed to think. You know what I mean? Like
how different would our team be if we didn't have black people on it?
Right. Exactly. Dude, because like when I make a comment about something or because I act a certain way, whatever, and someone makes a comment, I'd be like, well, why aren't I allowed to like this? Why can't I drink this? Why can't I listen to this? Why can't I act like that? Is there a rule I'm supposed to follow? What rule am I supposed to follow?
No, no. Hang on. I don't want to cut you off, but touch on that because you're right. I would consider you a very diverse person. You've crossed a lot of people in your life. Like you've come across a lot of people. You've exposed yourself to a lot of things. Tell me how interacting with certain people, interacting with somebody who looks like you, and you might like something that they don't expect you to like you said. Their response or their reaction to it is now, well, you're not supposed to, or how do you? Isn't that them indirectly, I don't know, stereotyping, I guess?
Stereotyping. It is.
Isn't that indirect? And isn't that a period? Because like, oh, well, because you look like this, I didn't expect you, or you're not supposed to want to do this or like this.
But my whole point about I'm trying to make is those people that do that are the ones that are screaming everywhere like, you're a racist.
You're a racist. Yes. They're the ones.
You motherfucker.
They're the ones that are like, oh my God, this is so racist.
They're saying racial slurs. No. They're just fucking being honest. You're the racist.
They're the ones.
You're the problem.
It's backwards.
It's worse to tell people how they're supposed to think and act. You're the problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It really is. I know we got to wrap it up, but dude, it's just it blows my mind. Like I just be sitting back, and I just like, elaborate how I'm supposed to fucking think and talk. Elaborate how I'm supposed to.
Like, tell me, like, come on, please cite your sources on. Cite your sources on why I'm supposed to talk like this, think like that, act like that.
Can't like
these things.
Dude. I can't like Kendrick Lamar, dude. I'm not allowed.
Like you're not allowed to do that.
I can't say ye. Go home.
Jesus. Yeah, man. Nah, honestly, dude. Here's I'll tell you, and this is just for you, like, specific to you. I don't know if this applies to everybody because not everybody came and got the game from the Yay area of soil, man. But it's really just the game you get from the Bay. When you come out to the West Coast, and not just anywhere on the West Coast, it's when you come to the Bay, you get playerized and you get exposed because the Bay Area is so diverse. Where realistically, bro, when you grow up, it doesn't exist so much.
No.
The Bay Area is a place where people are literally trying to find a way. Doesn't matter what you look like. Yep. It's a place of straight hustlers. It's a place of straight pimps. It's a place of straight finessing and jugging. And it doesn't matter what you look like. If you're on the same page when it comes to pimping, if you're on the same page when it comes to hustling, if you're on the same page when it comes to finessing and jugging, we can be friends, or we can't be friends if we're not on the same page of those things. Or being an athlete. And when you're an athlete in the Bay Area, we don't care what you look like. If you look like you and you can hoop, he's on my team because he can hoop. If you look like me and you can hit a ball 500 feet, he's on my team because he can hit a ball 500 feet.
Honestly,
it doesn't matter.
And no, seriously, dude. And like, that's why.
And it's where you're at. I'm telling you. And honestly, I don't want to say this just as like a native, but like it's literally game that you get when you are exposed to it in certain areas.
Yeah.
And when you come out to the Bay Area, which is very much a melting pot, you get exposed to where you go, you spend some time here and you're just like, yo, you're weird for acting and thinking like I'm supposed to act or think like a certain way just because I look a certain way.
Right. Like when you walk into 24-hour fitness in Richmond. Bro,
talk about it. Come on.
That's the coolest place ever. That's where that's
where it goes down. I don't know if you were with us, but were you with us? We went to 24. We went to 24 down the street from Chris Mix, and Marshawn Lynch was in there whipping in a tall tee. I don't think you were in there.
I'm so mad. I wish I was. I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't the right thing that day because I should.
First of all, I just want to touch on again. Marshawn Lynch is a tank because I've never seen anybody fill out a tall tee, and he filled out a tall tee. Tall tees are like tall tees. Honestly, tall tees were like the first version of like oversized clothes, and Marshawn Lynch had one on, and he filled it out, and he's in there hooping.
Honestly, if I saw Marshawn Lynch, if I was there, I'd been like, dude, honestly, Marshawn Lynch, I know you're about to hate me for saying this, but like, I think this is pretty fucking cool that I'm talking to you right now. I don't usually get starstruck, but I just think you're so fucking cool. I don't know if I can play basketball against you. We got to be on the same team. We got to be on the same team. I cannot go against you, dude. I cannot compete against you. I don't want to stop you. I want to win with you.
But you're right, man. You're right. And like I said, it's the game you get from the Yay area that can very much diversify your mind. It can diversify your thoughts. It can diversify your perspective, which is something that a lot of people, because of where they're from, miss. Now, granted, you can grow up here and be very closed-minded because you didn't expose yourself to the rest of the world, just like anywhere else. Like, and I credit that. I tell people that all the time. I credit that to playing baseball, where from the time I was pretty much 15, I was exposed to other parts of the country, meaning I was exposed to other people from other parts of the country. And when you bring that exposure back to where you were from, your perspective changes on just your own environment and your own habitat, your own surroundings. Your perspective changes. Your perspective changes when you go out and explore again. And not everybody gets fortunate enough to get that. And so think about it. If you do grow up in a community, that's all you know to be the world. The stuff you see on social media, it could not be a bot. It could be an actual person, but their response in the comment section is predicated on their perspective from lack of exposure to the actual world. They perceive things a certain way. They interpret things. They digest things a certain way just because they haven't been exposed to, other walks of life to digest them in other ways, man.
And I do want to say this, and we can end this. I got to get this off my chest because this type of comments really fucking bothers me. I am very over hearing someone tell me because of where I'm at, not me literally, but like, even if like I just any location, but it doesn't fit your needs, whether it's culturally or how people look or, food wise or whatever it may be, it doesn't fit your need. Do not derogatory shit on that place of not being diverse enough or inclusion enough of the culture you're looking for or to be represented within you because of what you want.
Yeah.
accept it for what it is. And if you really want something like that, go back to where the fuck you can get it. Because not
where
every
you know
place,
you can find it.
Because not every place has to fucking cater to your needs. And just because it doesn't mean it's wrong. That place is wrong. Or not this or not that. That shit pisses me off, dude. And I hear comments like that. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Oh,
like,
that's not very inclusive. That's not very inclusive.
What does that even mean? Like, dude, I don't know Japan. And I'm like, yo, bro, can you please
put this in English for me?
Do this, do that. No, I'll go to Japan and be like, konnichiwa, motherfucker. What's good? Let's go fucking get fucked up on some sake. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fucking.
Yo, no lie. Now, and I'm only saying this might sound bad because we live in such a sensitive time. This might sound bad, but to like follow that up, I've always felt that way. And the first time I felt that way, I think I bought a box of Frosted Flakes. And like on the box of Frosted Flakes on like the nutrition facts, they had like a Spanish version. I'm like, what this is BS, because if I go to another country, are they gonna have an English version? Why
in a predominantly like non-speaking? Yeah. No. Excuse me.
Now that might be a hard example for somebody to grasp on how, like you said, it's not wrong just because we didn't cater or include or accommodate the minority. It's not wrong.
Right.
It's not wrong. They don't have to.
Yeah.
People don't have to. People are also just, very sensitive.
They are very sensitive, bro. Because
it's like they never fell off a bike. It's like they were always given a trophy. It's like somebody never told them that the world is unfair. It's like they, sense of entitlement for a lot of people.
No, it is. And I can fucking speak on this because I have met and known personally so many people who aren't fucking born in this country. And they are some of the most grateful, hardest working people who are so happy to be here. They don't pay attention to any of that fucking shit. They don't come here and go, oh, you don't speak my language, blah, blah. They're like, what's up, man? I want to be friends. They don't.
They have no entitlement.
Dude, it's insane. So that, like, again, there's this misrepresentation of like, this fucking dude, it's so crazy. The fucking mind, the like mental war games are on people that live in this country to think they're like the worst thing ever, and they're not. It's just crazy. And I know that's a whole other conversation. We got to wrap this up. We can talk about it, but dude,
it's bad around here, man.
I had a rant about it.
That's why, like I said, it started off. Baseball's great, and the world sucks.
And that's that. And that's the name of this episode. Baseball's great. The world sucks.
The world sucks.
But any hill to die on?
Wow, I think I died on a ton of hills in our conversation.
Yeah, for real.
But I'll die on this hill that the narrative, the agenda, the word itself, inclusive, is not inclusive.
No.
In which the context that our society has started to use the word, that's what I was doing. I was looking it up. I like to have Googles, including or covering all services, facilities, or items normally expected or required, not excluding any of the parties or groups involved in something. Well, yeah, see, so nothing about the context in which people have been using the word inclusive is actually inclusive, because all they're doing is excluding a certain demographic of people to make a certain demographic of people, things, places feel superior or not feel inferior. And by doing so, they make them feel superior and make a different demographic of people feel inferior, which is excluding that demographic of people. So nothing about it is inclusive. I'm dying on the hill that inclusive and this agenda of being inclusive is very non-inclusive. Is that a word? Non-inclusive?
Yep, it is now. And you know what? This is my die on my hill, but I want to elaborate on what you just said. For those people that feel that way, that we need a fucking... You know where you could start with that fucking... How about all the fucking homeless people you walk by all day? You know what? Include them in fucking society, And fucking include them. Include some fucking homeless
people. No, because those same people who would tell you that you're not supposed to act like that you're supposed to not like this, and then say, oh, this is racist, will walk by that homeless person and be like, no, that homeless person made a choice. Right. No, that homeless person decided to do things in their life, and that's why they're there.
Well, Skip, you don't. I think you don't wear your hair this way because you're afraid to, because of how you look. And you know what? You should be proud of how you look. Excuse me, what? I'm dying on a hill of this, dude. You're gonna love this. No, dude. Honestly, I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, people are fucking fried, bro. Like dude. They watch way too much fucking TV and they follow the wrong fucking blue check marks, dog. You know what they need to do? They need to read this book called The Kabbalion. This is the hill I'm dying on. It's his book that's based on the 7 Hermetic Principles. Honestly, you would love it because it's like some Jedi mind trick shit. Okay. And one of the main laws is mentalism. Everything's mental. You experience everything in your fucking head. Your reality is in your head.
It is.
At the end of the day, everything's in your own fucking head. So whether you're having a good day, bad day, whatever, you control everything. Always remember that. And you can create your own reality.
You can create your own reality.
So when you're around these fucking
more in this world now than ever, for Christ's sakes.
You know what you consume
exactly
what your reality becomes.
Exactly. And you have more control over the things you consume than you think.
Right. Than you think. So that's it.
Yeah. Great talk, as always.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Till next time.
As we say over here in the Yay Man, yay!
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?